All right, y'all, let's talk polygamy, but from a woman's perspective. So let's just get into it. So I've shared my story and I've shared my past on this channel multiple times. So my dad was polygamous and he's also just a womanizer, unfortunately. And a lot of the males in both sides of my family are polygamous too because I grew up Muslim and Islam does allow for polygamy. It actually allows up to four women. It does say in the Quran, to be fair, that one woman is better for you, but you can marry up to four women. And the way that they do it is they have to get the permission of their first wife. It's really sad, but my dad didn't do that. Most of the males in my family did not do that. They just followed the desires and married these other women, and then it caused a huge problem. Yeah, polygamy is a big issue, and I one of the reasons why I left Islam was because I did not like polygamy at all. Like my whole thing is I'd rather be single than be in a polygamous marriage. And let me share some other things with y'all. So this video is not scripted, I'm just sharing from the heart. I actually was approached for polygamy when I was Muslim like two or three different times. The first time I was in my like early to mid 20s, and at the time I was a really religious Muslim, and like this lady had approached me who was married with kids, and I guess the husband like found me attractive, and she's like, "You'd be the perfect second wife for our family." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" I was so confused at the time. I'm like, "What? Like, isn't this guy married? Like, what?" I was so confused. And then she's like, "Yeah, you're exactly my husband's type." She was looking at me up and down. She's like, "You're exactly my husband's type. And I think me and you would get along perfectly for a co-wife situation." And I'm like, I don't want anybody's husband. I don't want to share. I don't want to be no co-wife. I don't want to be no second wife. Like, get away from me. Like, I told her, no, like, I do not want that at all. And so that was the first time that I was approached for a polygamous marriage. The second time that I was actually approached, I was in my early 20s. I was in a relationship. I was actually engaged to this Muslim guy. And I praise Yah that I never married this guy because, oh my goodness, if I had married this man, I mean, my life probably would have been in shambles, to be honest with you. Just extremely narcissistic, controlling, abusive. I mean, just not a good guy at all. And I pray for him. I do pray for him. But he's the one who said that he wanted to have a polygamous marriage. And we were engaged at this time. And I said, absolutely not. I'm not going to agree to polygamy. He's like, well, yeah, you should, because think about it. Like, he was saying that he had a high sex drive and he wanted to have multiple women. And I'm just like, no, but what about me? Like, what about my feelings? What about me? You know, like, how would you feel if I told you, hey, let's open the marriage and let me have some men too? How would you feel if I said, oh, you're kind of boring me, like, it's just the same thing every single day. And I need some excitement in my life. Maybe I need someone younger to, entertain me. So let me bring another guy into the marriage. Like, how would you feel? The men never think about how they would feel if the woman is like, oh, I'm just bored. You're boring. This is just, yeah, I need to open it up because I need some excitement. Like, they're not going to like that at all. Um, so I remember he kept bringing up this idea, and I said, no, I'm not going to engage in this marriage. And if that's something that you want, it's best to, hey, we just end it right here because I want no part of this polygamous marriage. Anyways, life went on, and he was like, okay, well, we're not going to do it. And we broke up for other reasons. It was a whole thing with me and this guy. It was a lot of drama and a lot of just narcissistic abuse now that I look back at it. And one thing that he told me is he liked women young. He did not like them after age 30. There's a reason why. I'm telling y'all, if men like women young, yeah, sometimes it's a preference. I'm not saying it isn't, but a lot of times it's because control. It's easier to control a woman when she's younger versus when she has fully matured and she's gotten older and she's gotten a lot more confident in herself and she's secure with herself. Because I can say that about myself now. I'm 41 years old and I am so much more confident in who I am versus who I was in my early 20s. So praise God for that. So that was the second time I was approached. And I remember this comment was said to me or said about me. Um, but I don't remember who it was. But I remember somebody said it to me, or I heard it saying that, okay, like, you're over 30 years old, because at the time I was like approaching 30. You're in a bigger body. And frankly, no guy is gonna want to marry you. You're getting old, you're getting fat. I mean, I heard this, and it's best for you just to be in a polygamous marriage because no Muslim guy is going to want you. And I was like, wow, what a way to just, blow up my self esteem. Like, oh my goodness. Like, that hurt. I'm going to be honest with y'all. That hurt. That stung. And I was like, ugh. Oh my goodness, y'all. I'm telling y'all, man, this polygamy stuff is a mess. So, anyways, I ended up leaving Islam like first in secret for a couple of years. It was really hard because at one point I was married to a Muslim guy and I had to kind of pretend to be Muslim. So that was a really difficult thing. Then we divorced later on, but um, I left Islam anyways, went into agnosticism, went into the New Age. Then I came into this Torah observant walk. I call myself a follower of the way. And part of that, as I said, is being Torah observant. So observing the Shabbats and observing the biblical feast days like Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread and Sukkot. So now I'm in this walk and now I'm hearing again about polygamy. And I'm going to be honest with y'all, I was really angry and really triggered. And even when I read about polygamy in the Bible, I didn't like it. I did not like it at all because it's not right. It's not right. It's not the way that our Father designed it. The way the Father designed it was Adam and Eve. It wasn't Adam, Eve, Jennifer, Stephanie, I don't know some other girls' names. I can't think of them right now. It wasn't that. It was Adam and it was Eve. And yes, we see King David, we see Solomon, we see Abraham being polygamous, Jacob being polygamous. But if you look at the stories of the polygamy, it's a mess. It's a huge mess. I mean, look at how much they suffered because they wanted to follow their flesh. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And a lot of these guys, that's what they want to do. They want to twist the scriptures or whatever the religion they're following and manipulate the woman and want to basically open up the marriage and be polygamous. And without thinking of how it's affecting the woman, without thinking of the fact that, okay, so you're sleeping with this one lady and then you're going to sleep with me and transfer whatever she has to me. That's gross. I'm just going to be honest with you. Just hygienically, and it's disgusting. And they don't think about that. They just think about their desires. And a lot of times when these guys do want polygamy, from what I've seen at least, it's because there's issues in their marriage, there's issues in their family. And instead of addressing the issues in the marriage or the family or their joblessness, a lot of times these men did not even have jobs. Like the wife was working, the wife was paying the bills. They wanted to escape that because I guess they didn't feel like the man, not the protector and the provider that Yahuah created them to be, and decided to pursue this other woman. I know I'm going to hurt a lot of feelings saying this, and people may come at me, and that's fine. Y'all could come at me, but I'm just speaking the truth. What y'all are doing is y'all are just creating a bigger problem. There's going to be jealousy between the wives. If you have kids with this other woman, there's going to be jealousy between the kids. There's going to be favoritism. There's no way you're going to be able to treat every single person equally. We are humans. We're going to have some favorites. Like, there's going to be favoritism. There's going to be jealousy. Look at the story of Joseph. Like, his brothers were jealous of him because his brothers came from Leah and Joseph came from Rachel. Jacob initially wanted to marry Rachel, but was tricked into marrying Leah. It's like he was tricked into polygamy. And look at all that. Like, they wanted to get rid of him, and he was sent to slavery in Egypt and eventually became second in command in Egypt. I mean, the way Yahuah restored him was actually super beautiful. But look, there's a lot of just rivalry and, look at King David. Look at Tamar. Tamar got abused basically by her half brother. I forgot his name, but it's a mess. It's a mess. It's like, okay, it goes great at first. You have this other woman. Okay, you'll have fun, romance, lots of sex, whatever. Things get real. And then now you're having to balance this woman and that woman. And it's a mess. I've seen it. I want zero part of it. I'd rather stay single than be in a polygamous marriage. Biblically, polygamous marriages are not permitted. I know a lot of these guys will twist scripture and will use David and Solomon and Abraham and Jacob as like, oh, well, they were polygamous. And no, Abraham and Jacob were tricked into it. And yes, David and Solomon see their fate. Their fate was not good at the end. See the fate of their family. It was not good at the end because of the polygamous marriage. So I don't like it. It's something that I would never partake in. When I found out that people in the Torah are also doing this too, it was really upsetting and triggering to me. And for anybody who is dealing with polygamy, my heart goes out to y'all. And for any guy who is thinking about polygamous marriage, think very carefully, y'all. I would really just pray. I get it that flesh wants to take over. I understand. I understand there may be problems with the first wife, but instead appreciate what you have in your first wife. Appreciate the family that you have. Appreciate the sacrifice that she made, because it's a sacrifice for both women and men when they get married. So appreciate the sacrifice that she made. Pray, read the Bible together. Do not engage in this polygamous marriage, because I promise y'all it's just going to cause a bigger issue than what y'all started with, and it's going to be double the problems, double everything, and intergenerational trauma. You don't want that. And I'll share something else too. My dad was polygamous, and most of the male relatives in my family were polygamous, and so I thought at one point, just seeing that, maybe I should try polygamy, or I guess in my case, because I'm a woman, polyandry. And y'all, I really wanted to try it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this was before I came to the Father. But goodness gracious, man, men are so much work. I was like, yeah, man, one dude's enough, because that's already taken up a lot of my time and bandwidth, and I couldn't do it, y'all. I couldn't do it, even though I wanted to. I had the desire because I saw it. And so think about that too. Think about the type of example that you're setting for your kids too, because they may see, oh, dad's being polygamous. Okay, well, maybe I should be polygamous. Well, maybe that's in my nature. Maybe because he's polygamous, maybe I should be polygamous. And they may start experimenting with different partners, and they may start experimenting sexually. And so y'all want to be really careful. Our actions have a way of following us, and it's not positive at times. So just keep that in mind if you are considering a polygamous marriage. Again, I know the guys may come after me. It is what it is. Come after me. I'll pray for y'all, and I love y'all. But yeah, that's just my experience of polygamy as a woman. Like, that's something I would never engage in. I would never tell a sister to engage in. If a guy's coming at you for a polygamous marriage, say no and just run. That's just gonna be my advice to y'all. You're gonna get yourself in a big mess.
I'm gonna be opening 3 spots for beta membership for my mentorship program. My mentorship program is for both men and women, and it focuses on those who need to rebuild after loss and who feel like they have lost themselves. In my program, we are going to gain clarity. We are going to take small actionable steps that you can implement immediately. My program is 4 weeks long. It is 1 hour each session, so it will not take a lot of your time, and there's unlimited email support in between each session. So the goal of my mentorship is to build your confidence from the ground up. If that is something that you're interested in, I am taking 3 participants, serious inquiries only. Go ahead and email me with the word rebuild.
Woo! So anyways, y'all, I hope this video was edifying to y'all, and I love y'all so much. Shalom.